Hello, and welcome back to short week version of Let's Talk Chicago Bears. It does feel like I was just doing this 2 days ago, because I was. I know. I think this is going to be the shortest show I've ever done because I am still a little wound up about that loss and not happy about it. And there's really not a lot to talk about. Although I do have a pretty cool story that I will share. But let's get the shit out of the way first. And again, welcome and thank you for watching. I love doing this, and I hope that you guys, regardless of what the Bears do moving forward, check me out and come on now, turn me on. So let's get to it. Okay. So yeah, it's a short week. We're back. The Bears are playing tomorrow. Oh, God, again. And they're playing another crappy team. So, I think I forgot to look at their schedule. Are they? I meant to write it down what they were. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I think they're either 3-1 or 2-2, Washington. Are they 2-2? I should know this, right? I'm doing a show for crying out loud, Len. See what the Bears do? I get so verklempt, I can't even do my job right. Okay, let's get to the meat here. So, excuse me, the Bears and Washington have played a total of 52 games with each other, and that's counting regular season and playoff. And the Bears have an overall record of 24 wins, 27 losses, and 1 tie. Sure to be 25 tomorrow. No, don't say that, Len. I know. So just a couple things. I'm not going to do a lot of comparisons for these two teams because I was just like, no one really wants to hear it, so I'm not going to do it. Next week we'll get back into the regular routine because I'll have had a mini bye like the Bears and clear my head and get back on the horse again, right? Sam Howell is the quarterback for Washington, and he currently has passed for 961 yards. He has 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and been sacked 24 times. So do you think the Bears could get a sack this week? Because it sounds like that offensive line ain't helping him. Or he's hanging on to the ball too long. We'll find out tomorrow. So it'd be nice to see if the Bears can get a couple sacks here, because we're going to talk about the Washington defense in a minute. These guys too are very, very, very similar. Fields has 861 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, same, and been sacked 17 times. So he has more touchdowns than Howell does, but, everything else is the same. So this is where the Bears got to really worry, and our offensive line. The Bears have 2 sacks all season. Can you believe it? We're going into the 5th game. They signed that number 91 to just get sacks, and he's got 1. Yeah. And the other one is a shared sack with 2 players. I don't know who it is, but it don't really matter. This is what concerns me, is Washington's defense has 13 sacks already. Yeah, they're good. And it doesn't surprise me because Ron Rivera is their coach. He's a defensive player. He played on the Bears in the 80s. So, and not only that, but he was also our defensive coordinator back in 2006 when we lost the Super Bowl. They did fire him a couple days later in 2006, and rumor had it that him and Lovie Smith, right? Yeah, had a fight in the locker room over what to do, and there was a disagreement, and after the game it got heated, out went Rivera, because I loved Ron. Ron's a good guy. So we'll see. I don't know. The problem is, obviously, we could score points because we did last week, although it was Denver, okay? I'm looking at everything. Washington has a much better defense. There's just no doubt about it. Even though they're not that great, they're still, working through things. But I'm concerned, and our defense completely sucks. And all the negativity that's coming out of Soldier or Hallis Hall this week. who to blame, blah, 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 that call on 4th and 1. And I really thought about it a lot. And I'm still pissed about it. Do not get me wrong. But the reason they did it, and I know because they don't trust their defense. They felt that if they didn't score a touchdown and make it a 14-point lead, no, it would have been a 7-point lead, that Denver was just going to go right down and, get a touchdown. So I know some of the logic behind it, and that's why Flus did that. Because ultimately he okays it, even though Getsy don't get it. Called that play after we tried to do the fake, and they didn't draw him off sides. But Flus had to say yes or no to it, and I know it because he doesn't trust his defense, and we know it. Our defense is just awful. Our defense is, I think, worse than it was last year. I really do. So, and I don't know. We need a win. All I know is we need a win. Okay, so my threes. We're going to get right to it. Time of possession, penalties, turnovers. They got to win the time of possession. They have to have less than 5 penalties. 5 penalties or less, and they got to have a damn turnover. We don't have any turnovers. I mean, I say this every week. Remember the days where we had them all the time? It was so fun. I love defensive turnovers. They are so fun. And they pump your team up. And that's something that the Bears need. They were pumped up pretty good last week because they were scoring. But in the fourth quarter, it all came crashing down, didn't it? But the fact is our defense is so bad. I know that we didn't have those guys in the backfield last week. And I don't know if they're going to be playing this week. They did walkthroughs on Monday and Tuesday only. They are going to do a padded practice today. I haven't heard anything yet, so you guys will probably know before me if they're going to play Eddie Jackson and God, right out of my head. Don't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about. See, I'm still verklempt. I just didn't even want to do the show today. I will be totally honest with you. I didn't. And I got to do a podcast tonight, a live podcast. But we're still going to be talking about Sunday because I haven't done that yet with my buddy on our podcast, which I'll promote in a little bit. So I got to do that live show, and that's an hour show in a few hours. So this I don't know, what am I? Am I entertainer? I don't know. What am I? Well, your host. Okay, your host is not doing a good job today. I know it. And it's all because of the Chicago Bears. You know what I say? Throw them. Yeah, bye-bye Bears. And I hate guns. Okay. So that's all the stats we're doing because why? Why the Bears are being, the Bears aren't playing well. They're not being coached well. So does it really matter? No. The bottom line is the Bears need a win. It's a short week. They might have a chance. They can't even think about Sunday's game because they are already on Monday had to start thinking about Washington. And the only good thing about this is they have a mini bye, and maybe this mini bye, I'm sure the coach is going to let the players after the game do whatever they want and come back on Tuesday and start getting ready for Minnesota on the 15th. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't have a lot of confidence in it. I don't even know what to say. Will the Bears win or not? I don't know. They should have won Sunday. And then it'd be a much different show today had they won Sunday. But because of that big disappointment fourth quarter, between the defense sucking, bad coaching, and Fields making 2 big mistakes, and then all we're hearing too is Claypool. I don't care. Release him. The Bears are so fucking stupid. They tell him, don't come back to the team. So we all know the Bears are going to release him if nobody wants to trade for him. Nobody's going to give up a draft pick, whether it's the 6th round or whatever, 6th or 7th round. They're not going to do it because they know the Bears are going to release him. So, I think my 18-month-old grandson will wait and see for that to happen. He's smart enough to know that. I mean, come on, Bears. It is just So Claypool, I don't care. He's never been there with us. I don't know why they even traded for him. You know, you got to say, though, I was thinking about this. Poles, we were so excited, and I'm not saying he's not, but, none of his signings are doing anything. The offseason defensive signings are not doing anything except for Edwards, TJ, the one who, no, not TJ, Edwards, the one who's from Lake Villa, Illinois. Lake Villa, my hometown. And he's about the one of the few doing anything. And then, you think of some of these trades, like he traded for Claypool, did not come to fruition. Didn't do anything for us. We got rid of oh God, what is his name? He went to Baltimore, and he was our lineman last year. Anyways, you guys know who I'm talking about. And we got rid of him. And I don't know, he's one of the best linemen in the league right now. Yeah. And so, although the kid didn't really want to play for us, I don't think, and can you blame him at this point? But I don't know about Claypool. I'm really on the fence about him, right? Poles, sorry. I'm really on the fence about Poles. I'm just not sure what to think about him. We were all psyched and we drank all the Kool-Aid. And, we gave him and Flus a bye last season because we all said it was a rebuild year, right? And now, is it a rebuild year? I don't know. What do you guys think? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing here? So, should we fire all them? Yeah, well, Flus has got to go. We know that. He has got to go. If he doesn't have his house for sale, he's an idiot. I don't know. So, after Sunday's game, though, I don't know where Fields' head is. That's my concern. And, I do feel bad for the kid. I ripped him pretty good on Monday's show, and I know everybody's ripping him, and it wasn't all his fault for that game. But he did fumble that ball and allowed them to tie up the game. And then when the Bears were trying to do one last-ditch comeback, he throws an interception. So I still think and they're saying that he didn't understand the play on 4th and 1, and then they said that our rookie didn't block. There's a lot of what everybody didn't do. It was just a stupid-ass call, okay? Should have kicked the field goal. Whatever. So, but Fields, I feel bad for him. His head, it's got to be so messed up at this point. I don't know if the Bears can fix it. I don't know if the Bears can fix any of this. We're definitely going in the wrong direction. Wrong direction. We're supposed to be going up, right? We all came into the season thinking, okay, and it just hasn't shown anything. And maybe Poles isn't the answer. We know Flus isn't. We need a new head coach. I could live with Getsy, but if we have a new head coach, Getsy's gone too. And we need, so there's a lot of people giving their opinions. And then, oh, yes, and then the other rumors are they're going to trade Fields. There's 2 rumors. One to Atlanta, and the other one I haven't heard, but I think it's interesting. Trade Fields to New England because they're not happy with Mac Jones at all, and get a second-round pick for him. Maybe that's the way to go. If the Bears think that he's not the answer, maybe the kid can get another shot with another team and maybe he can turn his career around. I don't know. I hate to think it's the Bears because that really makes me sad, but it does seem like it is. They're just the coaches, Poles, they just don't seem to be doing the right thing. We're going in the wrong direction, guys. Wrong direction. And Warren, the president of the team, where the hell is he? We haven't heard a peep from him. Quit working about that fucking stadium in Arlington Heights, because if you keep going like this, no one's going to fill that stadium. No one's going to go. So you better turn this around. And Warren silence, crickets. What's going on, man? So, and then there's people who are saying that if we lose, Flus is going to get fired. Again, I don't see how they can fire him. We have no defensive coordinator. Who's going to run the team? You think it's bad now? I don't know, maybe. Maybe if they do fire him and put somebody else in there from within and they trade Fields and Badgett comes in, who knows? Maybe all of a sudden winner. Chicken dinner. Probably not. So again, wrong direction. We're going in the wrong direction. I don't even know what to tell you guys. Again, this is not going to be one of my greatest shows by any means, and I apologize. But I'm just at a bad point right now. I can't really focus except for all the, you bring up Facebook, you bring up the Bears feed, you bring up news, and it's all negative, 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 negative. There isn't anything positive coming out of Hallis Hall at all. Okay? So, we're gonna stop and say, Bears, I really, 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 really want to win, and they really need one. If they could get a win, that would really help them going into this mini bye to really maybe get some confidence back, because they have no confidence on that team. Their heads are like this. They are not confident. I don't care with all the, and Flus. He's getting worse and worse in these press conferences. He seems very awkward and very uncomfortable, probably because he knows he's on his way out, and he knows that all he's going to get asked is questions where either he don't have the answer or his answer is a stupid ass answer, right? It's a process. Fuck the process. It's week 5. Okay, that's all you're going to hear about upset. So let's go to a cool story, okay? I've got a really cool feel-good story for the Chicago Bears. And so my buddy, I do a podcast on Wednesday nights, 6 Eastern Time, 5 Central, 3 West Time. And it's called Bears Country Podcast, The Down Low with Dan and Lynn. And then Dan does several other podcasts during the week, and it's the Down Low. It's Bears Country Podcast. That's it. That's Dan. And Dan's been doing it for a while. And last year early on, a guy from Yorkshire, England, reached out to Dan. His name is Chris Watts, and he was watching Dan's show, and he started to watch mine too. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm a huge Bears fan." He's about 50 years old, and he's been a Bears fan since he was a kid. Fell in love with them in '85, and been a fan ever since. Now that's pretty dang cool. So what Dan did, this is really awesome. What Dan did was last year he started a GoFundMe page to raise money to bring Chris to America. Never been here, and to a Bears game, which obviously he's never been to. And believe it or not, Bears fans stood up and raised money, and they raised enough money to bring him here to America, and he is going to the Vikings game on October 15th. And Dan will be there with him too. Dan currently lives in Georgia, but he will be there too. So I thought this was just a freaking awesome story. It is so cool, isn't it? That Bears fans pitched in for somebody they don't even know to bring them here to see a Bears game. So what I did was I wrote a couple TV stations in Illinois and the Bears. Of course, haven't heard back from the Bears. Shocking. But I'm not done yet with the Bears. But I did hear back from Channel 32, Fox Channel 32. And apparently they do a morning show like Channel 9 does. And they do it from, I don't know if it's from 7 to 9 or 6 to 9. But they do it every day. And you may be a watcher of that show. People watching me now. So I'm going to go cut to the story. So next Friday, anyways, I did hear back from Fox 32. And they think the story's great, because it is. So next Friday on the 13th, Friday the 13th, on the morning show, they do a segment, The Biggest Bear Fan, I guess. And Chris Watts from England and Dan, my buddy, from Bears Country Podcast, will be on the morning show. They'll be doing like a 2 to 3 minute segment. And it's going to be on next Friday, the 13th, I think they said it's between, 8:30 to 9:15, something like that. So look for this show, Bears fans. It is so cool, isn't it? So Chris Watts is coming to America to see a Bears game. He's going to be on TV in Chicago, and my buddy Dan's going to be with him. So I wish I could be there, but I live in Vegas, baby. I can't. So cool story. I am not done with the Bears yet, because I think the Bears could use some good publicity. and this is good publicity. So I'm working to see if I can't get the Bears somebody to answer me, and I'm not done yet, okay? So this is it. I really have nothing else to say. That's a cool story, isn't it? So, yeah, I do like sending emails and letters out to people, and I usually get some kind of response. So that I cannot wait to hear how it goes next Friday. So pretty cool. So that's it. You know what? Let's not talk about the Bears anymore. Well, we are gonna. One last thing is I thought would be kind of cool. Um, to have a little fun on the show, and so I wondered, how many people watch me from another state other than Illinois? I know a lot of them come from Illinois. So if you're watching me you can even tell me in the comments, what state do you watch my show on? I'd like to hear that, okay? And then next week I'll put another little trivia thing in next week. I'll start with this one. What state are you watching me from? And another little thing I thought about, something my son and I have always done, and it kind of helps take the anger out of watching the Bears, and it makes it a little fun, especially if you're watching it with people. If I'm watching by myself, I still do it. So whenever the Bears do a play, or any team, but it's usually the Bears on offense, and, you're watching it from TV, so they run, and, you run, and they stop, so you're like, so we always try to guess, was it 3 yards that he got? 4 yards? 5 yards? So we always try to say, okay, it was first down and 10, so it's second down, and I would say to my son, it's second down and 4, and he would say this, and then when it comes up on the screen, whoever got it right is the winner. So you're trying to guess how many yards they got. It kind of makes it a little fun. So if you do watch it for people, it's kind of a fun game to see who can get more accurate where that ball is placed after the play's over. I'm pretty good at it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So, short show today. Sorry, guys. Your host here is I will be better on Friday, good or bad, because the game will be over. We're either going to have a win, and then I will sing that touchdown song, like it or not, or we'll have a loss, and I'll be pissed about that, so I'll be a lot more enthusiastic on Friday. I promise. Okay? So I love you guys so much. I appreciate you watching me. I know it's going to be harder and harder each week, because if the Bears don't win, no one's going to want to watch me. But you know what? I'm kind of funny, and I will entertain you. So don't turn me off just yet, because you just never know what you might hear on Let's Talk Chicago Bears. I know. And this face is going to make you laugh each week. My dad's face on a woman's body. Come on now. You're laughing. Anyways, I love you guys. I do appreciate it. I say it every week. So, on this note, be kind to one another. Love one another. Stand together. It's the tough times. Bears fans are tough. They're good people. I just told you about a great story, how they all pitched in to bring a guy over from England to see the Bears on the 15th. And that would be really nice if they could beat the Vikings, wouldn't it? With this guy coming to town. So, just be kind. Smile. Be happy. Don't get wrapped up in all the crap that's going on. Just love one another and respect people. Please. I love you guys. Tell everybody about me. Tell them all. Tell the whole world. Lynn rocks. Okay. Go Bears. You got to bring us a win tomorrow. That's all it's to it. Don't make me come there, Bears. I know. I'm scary. And as always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby.